you show up and there's 50 fat bald guys and there's one line. You have to show up 3 times. In London, it's more relaxed. They know who I am, and you just go, or sometimes you don't even audition or send a self-tape, but you don't have to give your sperm count and your blood. It's for one line. The British kind of know me, so I try to go back to the States, but I don't. I'll cross over, but I don't want to start over. But the system doesn't allow for that. I have a very big agent in New York, and I thought it's the old days where you call up Harry and Sid and get Sam a job on a TV series. It could be a fat detective for a week there, on a series or a CSI. But no, it doesn't work like that now. It's all computer generated, all about the visual. So my picture is right next to a school leaver. Somebody's just left school. So nobody's looking at the experience. The Royal Shakespeare Company and the National Theatre. I work hard to get to that position. So I disagreed with that system. I thought, well, that's not going to work. So I decided to come back and do American roles in England.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that swayed away from the question.
No, that's okay. I got more information, so that's good, So.
Okay.
My next question to you is, do you have any upcoming acting projects you can share? Any upcoming roles or projects?
Well, luckily, there's self-taping, but I'm doing a National Geographic. I do a lot of voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
And my voice, I guess, has some gravitas. And I've done a few more for National Geographic. It was for the, China-Tibetan Plateau documentary. I wouldn't say I'm not David Attenborough, but so I'm doing quite a lot of voiceovers for that. What was my latest 2 auditions? There was a TV series here called Wallander, which was set in Denmark or Sweden. It had Kenneth Branagh in it. Very good, well acted, very quiet. It became very popular in England, and they're redoing that. And so I'm waiting to hear on that. And what was the other? A thing called, with Billy Piper, a TV series called I Hate Sally. I don't know why. It's not up on IMDb yet. It's a British thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an American businessman on a train. I can't explain more than that. But, so there's a couple of projects there. So I always ask if my UK agent is in a coma. But he's out of the coma now. I've got him flowers and stuff. And then I have a voiceover agent here. Then I have an agent in Rome. And then 2 agents in LA and 1 in New York. So they're all taking a percentage of nothing. There's no, they take a percentage with there's work.
Yeah, well, it's always good to keep busy, take the roles and the voiceover roles while you have them, so. And if you're having fun, that's all that matters, having fun being an actor. So that's all that matters,
Yeah. I think because Trey, when one gets older and a little overweight, that the roles are a little bit limited. Of course, when they fit me, I go to the front of the queue. But I guess it's just a natural progression of things. I like doing documentaries. in the voice, especially about issues I like or nature. I think I shot one about what was that one? Alaska for the BBC. That was nice. And so it doesn't. You don't have to worry if I'm white or black or overweight or thin. It doesn't look at your looks. It's just your sound. And so I guess it's more open to opportunity, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, voiceovers are more, ranged. There's so many different things you can do. And like you said, they don't care about your appearance or all of that. Just your voice,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My last question to you is, and I know we talked a little bit about this, but what is your advice to people who want to be an actor, who want to get into the acting world?
I'll have to quote Uta Hagen. Uta was a woman that was an actress who wrote a book called Respect for Acting. She took the book of Stanislavski about an actor prepares. And in it, she has a chapter that said, "Should I be an actor?" And it was only one line chapter. And the chapter read, "If you have to ask, don't. Should I be an actor? Don't." You have to have no doubt about it. It has to kind of take you over. It's a bit like being a doctor. You have something you've got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing, pardon me, I can't. I don't like to stay away from the word teach. But one thing you can't. When I have a workshop, I can't pass on. I can pass on inspiration and enthusiasm, but if you don't have the will, it ain't going to happen. I can't have the will for someone else. But if you have a strong will, so I can only have workshops that are people that are serious. They're either in drama school or going to be, or want to be, and are driven already. That way, it makes my job easier. Of course, I try to make it interesting and enthusiastic, so you want to come to work. But the will comes from the people. It's a bit like painting. You can teach. You can't teach art. It can't be taught. You can teach painting, like perspective and color and composition, but the person does the art, so you don't actually teach the art. I don't teach the art of acting. I teach the craft of it. The building blocks of imagination and concentration and relaxation, and give you all the person that, but the person actually does the actual art himself or herself. And so you need will. So if you ask, should you become an actor, then perhaps you shouldn't. It's got to be in you. Like, I got to do this. And that's what happened to me. I thought when I was in high school, I didn't know. I thought I knew about acting. And you don't get it until you go to a higher education and university. Can I tell a story?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That concerns this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go to Simpson College for an audition for my mentor, and I'm reading called The Master Builder by Henrik Ibsen. Now, at that time, I'm about 18 years of age, playing a 90-year-old man who's saying goodbye to his son. And so I take my best friend and we go, and I go into the studio, and of course I do all the cliches of overacting and shaking to represent old age and try to grow my voice, and I think I'm wonderful. And I'm shaking and doing all this heavy acting and things, and trying to show how old I am and how wonderful of an actor. my friend is playing my son. And then at the end, he said, my man said, what makes you sad? I said, well, to be honest, I need another $800 to complete my scholarship, because it was like $4,000 a semester. And he said, I can't help you. You'll have to go. I'm sorry, I can't help you. And I went, oh, right, okay. I got my shoes, and my best friend picked up his shoes, and we wandered out the studio, and here I was just going to be a waterfall of tears and rejection. And just as the door was about to close, he said, where you going? I said, well, you told us to leave. He said, no, come back. Come back. And at that time, I was so drenched in sadness and so full of emotion. And I sat down, and then he said, now do the play. Do it now. And I didn't care about it then. And all the acting of the old man was gone, because the true meat of the part was the leaving of the sun, not about old age. And I was so sad and shocked from what just happened. I couldn't do it. I just said the words. And it was so much more truthful. And said, read it now. When I was drenched in rejection and sadness. And I thought, wow, this is good here. I think I'd like to go to school here. Wow, that really brought me down to become me, one with a part. And then I followed that mentor to New York, and he went on to, he's still working at Circle in the Square. His name's Alan Langdon. And so that is, a bit of the workshops that I run in Oxford, because that keeps me dipped in with the process. But a lot of my friends now that are acting are starting to produce their own work, their own pieces.
Wow. Yeah. That's always good, when you, like you said,
so
with
that's
your
just
story.
giving.
Go ahead.
No, I was just, thanks for letting me tell that story. Just to give an idea of when I experienced that, it was like a drug. I thought, I got to do that again. And then, they don't teach acting. We don't teach acting. It's how to live a part, how to live a role, as if it's really happening. That's what I do. Acting is only, as Udo Hagen said, it's a Greek word, it means to do, is to act. So it's more about what one is doing, and not so the word acting, as we know, like the cliched word method acting, which really is taken from the word methodical, which means over and over. When I work with Kubrick in Eyes Wide Shut, we just did overs, 46 takes. They said, look, you're not a bad actor. There's going to be 45, 46 takes plus. And then things become second nature. It's just like a filmed rehearsal over and over. And then the actor becomes more one with the part as you work. Just something magical happens and takes over. And that's where we get the cliche of method acting. It's actually a methodical, it's a systematic, it's called the method system, Stanislavski's system. And so that's one of the key ways into living a role as opposed to acting it, trying to become one with it and marry the circumstances with your own and to live a role. And so when I got into that drug, I thought, oh, this is what I got to do. And it kept me off the streets. So that's what I thought, I got to do this. I got to do this over and over. And so I was concerned with the process, which led to having good product. Well, I think I've done over 100 commercials, too, around Europe.